So fun and games. Just to let you know. What the fuck? So I'm here in Trafalgar Square. What the fuck is going on here? Is a festival celebrating basically racist imperialism. And if you don't believe me, then look over there. Because what you essentially have is a sign from the Mayor of London saying the Feast of St. George, celebrating St. George's Day. All little pictures of dragons with forks in them, hence that funny looking dragon over there. And then interspersed with them, these statues of some of our greatest imperialist war criminals. Of course, very, very popular. That sort of thing, don't you know? So, what has essentially happened is that we've just got to the end of another media cycle. Another media cycle has ended, and what essentially we have been left with is the remnants of basically a psychological operation. It of course has been in the news quite a lot that a guy, the younger of these two Chechen brothers, was found bleeding in a boat, hiding from the cops. Of course, there's a party in London today. Yesterday there was a party in Boston because, essentially, they were all worshipping the fact that the police were allowed into their houses, that they got given a cordon, an order that said they had to get off the streets. A curfew, a military curfew was given out in Boston. And after the military curfew was lifted, there was a celebration of the police state. That is essentially what went down in Boston the other day. And at the end of the media cycle, at the end of the psychological operation, what we essentially have is another mind-controlled psychological specimen, heavily wounded in custody. And what we have is a mass population with an altered sense of reality about their own security, about the security forces, about those who are protecting us and those who are destroying us. We essentially have a situation where, if you look historically, the people who teach bomb building to so-called terrorists are the FBI. And if you don't believe that, then Google it. Now, bit of a strange day in London today. I've seen 5 protests already. There are protests left, right and centre. They also had a couple of, I believe, training exercises this morning. One at Victoria Station and one at London Bridge Station, where the stations were basically all cordoned off. There was lots and lots and lots and lots of police. And the reason they may want to train, of course, is because tomorrow is the marathon, and no matter whether or not they have these guys in custody, or this guy in custody, the other one is in a box, they are still going to go ahead, of course, and have enhanced police interaction at the London Marathon, just in case, you know, just in case. Now, Mr. John Kerry, doing a dutiful job, of course, in America. What he's essentially doing is he's making bold statements like, we are essentially up against evil. Our national newspaper, the Daily Mirror, had a nice bold headline that said, innocence and evil, basically insinuating that those who were at the Boston Marathon, who may or may not have been subject to an explosion, these people are innocent, and the guy who supposedly did the bombing, he is guilty. Now, the word that you will hear used by the authorities and by the newspapers is suspect. He is a suspect. His guilt is ascertained at his trial. Not before, but at his trial. Then it will be decided whether or not he is in air quotes, guilty, or, in air quotes, evil. Innocence and evil. See how polarized our opinions of things have become, innocent or evil. Of course, this is the Mall. I was here yesterday, but it's now quite epic what's going on down the Mall. Let me show you. It's so bright today I can hardly even see the screen. I hope that's showing up. Yes, all sort of cordoned off. They've stopped the traffic now. All getting ready basically for tomorrow. Before I sign off, I just wanted to talk about something that I noticed, something that I sort of observed. The guy, the 19-year-old Chechen brother, who supposedly, although we haven't had confirmation, planted a bomb at the Boston Marathon. This guy was wearing a bright white baseball cap. Look at the pictures of him that is taken from the CCTV and ask yourself one question. If you were planning to bomb the Boston Marathon, would you be aware that there's a lot of CCTV? Would you, thinking you might want to get away with it, would you possibly not wear something as obvious as a white baseball cap, a large white baseball cap? It is almost as if the large white baseball cap was specifically designed so that this guy, this, I'm going to call him Sirhan of Chechnya, maybe the white baseball cap was designed so that he could be seen in CCTV, and so those who were handling him could keep an eye on him and his mind-controlled brother. What do you think?